Hello YouTube and subscribers. Not sure if I should say that because I've only got 3. Oh well, 3's a lot right now. But hello. It has been an entire year since I posted. There's just been a lot going on. There's been a lot. Since the last time I posted, we were kicked out of our 9-year home. Went to live with my aunt for 6 months. Well, for basically an entire semester, excuse me, by the way. I went to a different school instead of my normal high school. Yeah. And then I also had to move from that school all the way to Mississippi. And I am actually in my room in Mississippi. I have like 2 water bottles there. But that's okay. I just went to my aunt and uncle's yesterday and I got my hair done. It's blonde on top and colorful on the bottom. I also just got my cartilage pierced on this side yesterday. I just got this one tonight. So, I also did my nails. Haven't gotten them painted yet, but, anyways, there's been a lot going on. 2018 just hasn't been our year so far, I guess. Neither was 2017 either, but oh well. I just turned 18 in November, so I'm kind of like a new adult. Around like maybe beginning to mid 2017, we got a 60-day notice on our 9-year home that was supposed to be a rent-to-own home, but she changed her mind at the last second, and we were renting it. We were renters. I mean, we took that house for granted, so yeah. Just after that, we had to go and live with my aunt, and around that time, I had a boyfriend. My boyfriend, I'm not gonna name his name or anything, but, he was sweet. He was awesome. I still love him, but, about a week before we actually had to be out of the house, maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, I think 2 weeks. Me and him got together, and then he was with us when we stayed at our friend's house, our family friend's house. He was there when we moved to Sonora, or to Tuolumne. It's, yeah, it's weird. Not a lot of people have really heard of it, but, oh well. But, after that, we stayed there, and I transferred to another school for almost the entire, maybe a little bit less than the entire first semester of high school, or my senior year. So, it was awesome there. I made so many friends. I mean, I made an entire group of weirdos. They adopted me. To be very honest, my friend Christina, she's just the sweetest sweetheart you could ever find. One of them, I know. I tend to find a lot of those. But she adopted me on the first day of school, and I was like so nervous because I was a new senior coming in, and everybody already had their cliques, they had their friends that they hang out with, and like I was just there. Nobody really knew me, so nobody really came up to me unless they had to. So Christine was the one who really adopted me on the first day. After that, we hit it off like that. Ooh, hello. But, we hit it off really fast. So, we started talking. She introduced me to so many new people. Like, I didn't expect to make that many new friends at the new school, because I was just going to be a little loner child and, be alone. But, I ended up making a lot of friends. And then my aunt, my boyfriend had actually lived with us at the time, because we figured out that he was homeless when he was helping us move out. He helped us move out for the last 2 weeks, and it was like super duper fast. It was awesome. But, he helped us move out, and we found out he was homeless, so we let him stay with us for a while. He stayed up at my aunt's for about a month, and then we brought him back down to Grass Valley, and, what happened was, we had to leave him, because, he needed to, like, house sit for his dad or something, and then we were supposed to come down and pick him back up, but, it didn't happen. Because my aunt ended up being, I don't want to say abusive, but she ended up being a horrible, like, type of influence on our lives. Like, she was all fine in the beginning, and then she would, like, I feel like she would take her, I should probably clarify. I keep forgetting to clarify this part, but about a week after we got there, my Uncle John passed away, which was my aunt's husband, and again, I'm not naming any names, but it was her husband, and she was like in her room crying for days, and then she came out, and it was weird. It's almost like she's like the definition of bipolar. Like, she would be chewing you out for whatever reason 1 second. She'll go in her room and then come back out, and then she'll be like, "Oh, want me to make you something to eat, sweetie?" And it's like, what? No. No, I do not. But, just, she became very mean and aggressive towards our family, so we had to get out of there. And during these 6 months, I'm like talking to my boyfriend, and we're like, we used to talk every day for the first like maybe 3-4 months in to our relationship, and then it just slowly died down, and because I got super duper busy with, I entered a play, I was in show choir, I had a bunch of rehearsals and stuff like that to go to. I just became very busy, and so I didn't text him as much, as much as he texted me first, and then he slowly died down with texting me first. So we went down to Grass Valley to pack things up from the storage, and then I went to go see him, because it was a long time since I've seen him, and apparently, he was just his same self. Even when we were together, he would be distant, and, he wouldn't show his affection in front of other people. He would almost kind of bash on me in front of other people, and then once we got away from it, he would be all lovey-dovey and be like, "Oh, I love you so much," and stuff like that. But my parents wanted to see the loving side of him. They didn't want to see him putting me down and stuff like that. So And then we went to see him, and it was just the same thing. He was talking to my parents most of the time. He didn't really, he just wasn't, like, there. Instead of, instead of actually, like, being there for me and seeing me, he kept talking about himself. I get it. But he didn't ask me about my adventures at the new school. He didn't ask me about anything about myself. He just talked about himself. So after that, we moved to Mississippi, and it was all round. It was like a 10-day trip, including like going to Grass Valley to get stuff from storage, and then going back to Sonora to get stuff from storage from there, and then on the way to Mississippi, which also included, oh crap, gotta plug in my phone. Hold up. Hold on. Wait, phone, wait. Don't die on me now. Oh my gosh, my dress is heavy. It's the tiniest thing in the world, but it's still heavy. Haha. Yes. But anyways, after that, we moved to Mississippi, and we got here 2 days before Christmas Eve. So it was really stressful on us at that point, because we just barely had a Christmas. Just barely. Just by a smidgen. But I still haven't been enrolled into another school yet, because we're not even sure if we're staying in this house right now, because we've been having a bunch of problems ever since we got to Mississippi. Like, my cousin, Starla, she hadn't had her medicine for like 2 weeks. She ended up having a seizure right in front of us all. Like, it was scary. We've been having problems with getting her medication. We've been having to wait for like an entire week to get her medication, and it sucks, because if she waits for her medication, she could literally die. It will kill her. Not even joking, it will kill her. It's that strong of a medication. So just, there's been a lot going on. Other than that, we came here, we've been having landlord problems now, and just, there's so much happening. Like, our landlord keeps threatening us to kick us out, because she freaked out because we wanted to see our total. She has like 3 house type things on one property, and we all have to share a mailbox, which is a felony, actually. So she could go to jail for like touching our mail and stuff.